All right, all right, all right. Oh, wait, sorry, that's Texas, right? This is Denver. What did they say in Denver? Nothing? Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I'm glad to see this is a lively crowd. Everybody nicely caffeinated for the afternoon session? Yay! Because guess what? Nate is going to lead us in Zumba. Right?
Whoa, no way!
No. Thank you so much for coming out this afternoon. I have the pleasure of introducing Sue.
Super. Yeah,
I
let's
did.
go. Ksue.
I promise you I didn't see it's her name, and I was really practicing back there to get it right. Did I nail it?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
nice.
one more time.
I like it a lot.
One more time for good luck. Sue.
Sue.
From MacPaw, who will be telling us all about why your Mac is next for these cyber hackers to come out and do some data mining. That's not a good thing, is it, Sue? No, it's not. So
Let's go.
go ahead and present to us, and we will have a Q&A at the end. I'll be happy to facilitate that. Just raise your hand. I did get my workout in, but I'm all up for extra steps. Happy to do that. Please give her a rounding hand of applause. Thank you so much.
Hi, hello Denver, hello JNUC. That's my first time presenting here at JNUC. And I'm really excited, and I'm so glad to be here and share some insights from our Moonlock Lab. And I think that no one in this audience will argue that, much like literature, there is never enough cybersecurity. They say the more, the merrier. The more layers we build, the more safer we feel, and the more free we can explore the digital world. Hello, my name is Kseniia, Ksue, and I am a Malware Research Engineer at Moonlock by MacPaw. I had been working in cybersecurity field for the last 4 years. I started as a threat intelligence analyst and then changed my focus on macOS malware, and that's why I'm here. You can see me online in X, formerly Twitter, Osin Barbie. Don't hesitate to follow me. Don't hesitate to follow me and ping me. If you spot something suspicious, we can dig into together. So yeah, and if you see me offline, I will be probably staring at malware scripts and dancing, not Zumba, but salsation. Kind of similar thing. Yep. So talking about the poetry, like the literature, there are like different styles, different genres, and I would say in cybersecurity it's kind of the same. We have like science fiction, we have encyclopedias, where we have different malware types and malware families. We can sometimes see it as a poetry. For example, the developer of Luma Stealer, he likes to use some poetries in his code. But most days, it's a spy novel. And today, I'm going to show you a few of those spy stories and how macOS threats evolved from scrappy stealers into real businesses. And let's test the room's nostalgia. There are a myth a lot of us grew up with, and some people may think that times back in 2000s were much better. Not just because we were younger, but because Macs were considered as immune to viruses. And maybe there are some people who remember those times. Raise the hand. Oh, wow. Cool. So for those who didn't raise the hand, I'm going to show my favorite ad from those times from Apple about Macs. So let's go.
You know, Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC. You know, we use a lot of the same kinds of programs.
Yeah, like Microsoft Office.
But we retain a lot of what makes us us.
But you should see what this guy can do with a spreadsheet. It's insane.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, and he knows that I'm better at life stuff, like music, pictures, movies, stuff like that.
Whoa, what exactly do you mean by better?
By better, I mean making a website or photo book is easy for me, and for you, it's not.
Oh, that kind of better.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the other kind.
What other kind?
Hope you like it. So now let's reset this nostalgia with the real data. You're about to see why the myth doesn't hold today. And what me impressed lately is a skyrocketing jump in detection rates among Clean My Mac users for the one pretty famous Stealer families. Stealer is a malware that steals data from your computers. And here we are about to see the number. The nasty family called Amos jumped around 300% in a single month in August this year. Insane, no? And let's take a closer look at anomaly chart, which can help me to explain you how we spotted this number. So that's the ordinary process in our lab. To detect any anomalies among Clean My Mac users, we use such graphs. Let me explain a little bit how to read this graph. Yellow line is a moving average of detections among Clean My Mac users, and then we use the green and red bands as a control corridor. Here we have like few percent allowance for normal spikes in detection rates. And purple line is actual Amos detections among Clean My Mac users over the time. And if the purple line rises above the green band or falls down below the red, it means that anomaly worth investigating. And on this chart, you clearly can see an August anomaly where detections break out the corridor and went upper and upper. And it's not just about one family, but several of them as well. And we're gonna take a closer look to the trends. So here is an Amos. Notice the stepwise growth that jumps from a lot to a lot more. The bar chart literally calls out tens of thousands detections. I can't reveal the exact numbers because of privacy concerns, but believe me, it's tens of thousands. And that's what mass adoptions by affiliates looks like new lure pages, new malvertising waves, quick feature updates to outpace defenses. And I want you to understand and just to remember always that these stealers, they are not just spiking, they are sustaining. And now we are going to take a look at the next stealers family, Odyssey. Odyssey is smaller than Amos, but still serious. There we saw like thousands of detections. And you can see that early peak and then decreasing rhythm. And I can explain you why is it so. It's because of behavior of the developer behind this stealer. Whenever he gets too much attention from cybersecurity researchers, he stops his business for a while. He's vanishing for a while, and then came back. We experienced it few times already, and few days ago, I was about to tell you that he vanished totally. He removed everything from underground forums, his accounts, his posts, everything. But yesterday, or 2 days ago, he just appeared and said, hey, please stop reporting my certificate. I don't like that, you know. So. And yeah, this summer wasn't the exception for him. He just disappeared for a while and came back. Let's now move to the next newly emerged in this year, MacC or MacSync after rebranding. He changed the name to MaxInc Stealer. And it's a kind of slow burn thriller. It doesn't have a lot detection rates because it's the new Stealer. And we noticed like hundreds of detections so far, but it's growing consistently. And firstly, it emerged in April. We spotted first detections among Clean My Mac users only in July. So we could assume that it took approximately 3 months for Stealer's developer to scale once their operations are stable. But don't underrate it compared with Amos' tens of thousands of detections, because as I mentioned before, it's tomorrow's big families look like that in their first seasons. So it's just a matter of time. And now I'm going to answer the question, where is this happening? What countries are impacted the most? This is a wide shot. The biggest presence of Stealers this year was noted in the US and Europe, with notable activity in such countries as India, China, Argentina, and Brazil. That's worth it to note. Attackers follow high-value users, like developers, designers, executives, especially crypto folks for sure. And that's where the data, credentials, and wallets live, so that's logical. So as I announced, let's take a look closer to the heat maps. Here is Amos on the map. You'll notice familiar hotspots, major tech and finance hubs. It mirrors where English-first lures have the highest hit rates. And please also pay attention to global spreading of this malware family. And almost all countries around the world were infected by this sneaky piece of malware. And next, let's go into the Odyssey heat map. We can see similar picture, just a smaller scale. And when two families light up the same regions, that's not coincidence. That's shared distribution playbooks. They use lookalike download pages, ad abuse targeting the same audiences, and that's why people behind this malware hate each other. And if you want to know more about rumors about their competition, join me tomorrow on the Brain Date session, and we will talk a little bit more about their competition. Next, we are going to check the MaxInc heat map. So we can see kind of same patterns, but smaller base. As I mentioned, it's newly emerged malware. And that alignment tells us something strategic as well. Crews aren't guessing. They're optimizing where the return on investment is greatest. And if your company sits somewhere in these regions, be sure you are already their targets. And sooner or later, they will come after you. And looking at these rising trends, some of you may naturally ask why Macs became interesting for hackers that much now. And the answer is simple. First, Macs were not that popular. It was a niche for enthusiasts and geeks, not mainstream like today. And second, there was not so many third-party software for Mac, so communication with the outside world was minimal, I would say, and that made them less attractive. But now Macs are everywhere, and developers, executives, crypto enthusiasts, designers, they are using Macs. Many enterprises uses Macs as well, and of course hackers noticed it as a tendency and made Mac their prime target. And it impresses me a lot. That's why we are here, and that's why we are going to discuss the Mac heist. And I would say that To protect ourselves, we need to understand all the business behind those malware campaigns. And let me show you how a Mac heist typically happens. Let's start from the cybercrime ecosystem pyramid. You can see a step-by-step chain for modern Mac cybercrime. At the base, developers sell malware kits on the darknet markets, then truffers. Truffers are groups of people who are spreading malware. So truffers then buy those kits for $1,000, $3,000 price, it's price per month, and run distribution at scale. Next come infection spread. So they use malicious ads, SEO poisoning, cracked apps, fake updaters. They want to deliver the payloads to targeted users by any means. And once inside, the malware performs data theft, passwords, cookies, wallets, IDs, tokens, whatever, and all this data packed and monetized through crypto theft or, for example, log sales on underground forums. And previously, we could stop here on this moment in this pyramid. But lately, we noticed the thing when state-sponsored actors started using stolen data to infiltrate companies for espionage and their profit. And these logs feed an espionage pipeline where these actors purchase access and enable targeted operations. So, yeah, I would say nowadays malware mirrors legit SaaS businesses. They have onboarding, they have support, they have bug fixes, they have updates, OKRs, KPIs, wherever, they have all of it. And also, they market their products. Yes, they market it. And we're gonna take a closer look on some of their offers. Here you can see the offer from Rodrigo. It's a famous, the famous developer of Steeler. And we can see he's looking for a partner to work with him for a person. He also mentioned why his product is better than the product of his competitor. So kind of insane. Marketing is working even underground. Then the next slide also can show us the screenshot from the dark web forum where another Steelers developer is offering his malware for $1,000. The monthly subscription is $1,000. And we can see also the list of new features he added. So he worked with customers, he gathered the feedback and implemented features what customers asked about. And moving on with our pyramid, after buying the malware kit, there is a spreading of it. And all of you here familiar with phishing, so I won't stop here, but I want to only show you how threat actors leveraged AI to create highly effective phishing. And we are going to take a look at the code from one malware sample we spotted in June this year. And here we are. You can see how Truffers automates per phishing. The code snippet shows a simple function that builds a target profile from scrappy open source intelligence. It contains name, age, job title, interests, even recent activities like a post about vacation plans, you know. So be cautious with information you post it online because people can leverage it, like bad actors can leverage it. So then this profile being sent to the OpenAI API with an instruction like act as a master of social engineer and returns a ready to send a phishing message for this person. And criminals can turn public data into bespoke lures in seconds, as you can see. This approach helps cybercriminals to scale their campaigns and we can assume that the barrier to infect users became lower and lower with AI. And now to understand what gets collected during phishing campaigns and how it's used, we are going to check some examples of stealers' logs. Not real, just recreated. And insights were shared with us by our researcher friend, Gonja. If you are interested in this topic, I highly recommend to follow him in X. He has a lot of info related to info stealers on Macs and Windows as well. So here we can see the screenshot from the Telegram bot. Whenever the stealer infects the victim and collects the data from their laptop, it knocks back into this Telegram bot with an info about successful execution and collected data. And here we can see a screenshot from dark web forum where the guy is selling the log with stolen data, and the cost of this log is $15 per each. It's in Russian. I just decided to keep it like that, just for you to understand how it looks like originally. And $15, 15 bucks. Like, can you imagine? It's like the price of free tacos here in Denver. And it's for the price of all your data you have on your Mac. Like, it's impressive, no? No. Now let's take a closer look what the data can contain this log. Let's go. And here's a recreated stealer's log. As you can see, it contains browser cookies, saved passwords, notes, data from Telegram, data related to crypto wallets, extensions, screenshots, photos, config files, presentations, documents, tables, everything you have on your Mac. There could be scans of your ID in the notes, and there can be your latest CV in docs, and they can use even your photos to threaten you. So much info they can gather, and it's enough to impersonate you totally. And at scale, this fuels not just cybercrime, but espionage as well. And when identities are cheap and plentiful, it empowers new kind of spy. They are suddenly becoming you. They are answering your messages, approving actions, initiating transfers, accessing repos, as we saw lately in articles about North Koreans who used stolen US IDs to infiltrate companies during fake interviews. And if you are a high-value target, they'll for sure come back with a second stage, backdoor. And we are going to talk about backdoors in details. But not just about backdoors, but how stealers evolved to backdoors. To be honest, I have no name for them now, because they're not stealers anymore. They have backdoor, but they're not backdoors because they have stealers capabilities, you know, and kind of tricky. But let's take a closer look at it. Think of it as a career ladder from a clumsy pickpocket to a professional burglar, and the business model improves at every step. They started as a basic stealer that steals browser cookies, passwords, autofill things, simple wallet files. And their goal was like quick loot, move on, let's go, fast, fast, fast. Then they added like virtual machine, virus total, sandbox evasions. They also added timing tricks. They packed their malware. They encoded that. They added auto-generated obfuscation. So the distribution got more professional. And their goal there was survive analysis and trick cybersecurity researchers. And this summer, we saw how they started adding a modular backdoor, which we will discuss next. And here we can see the goal changed to the full control of the victim's machine. Yep. So right after infection, we will discuss the MacSync's backdoor loop. He added it like 1 month ago, so kind of fresh thing. And right after infection, the agent checks in with a command and control server. It establishes initial contact and shows the readiness to receive commands. Then agent repeatedly queries control server for new commands and like asking, do you have any tasks for me? And whenever it gets task, for example, run some shell command or list directories, like grab files, whatever, then it executes it locally on the victim's machine. And finally, it reports the results and status back, closing the loop so the attacker can ask about the next action. Also, I would like to stop here and to talk a little bit more about these backdoor features, because not only MacSync implemented it, but Amos as well. And Amos used like curl for that, and MacSync used Go client, so it makes it much quieter to detect compared to Amos. So we can see if previously stealers were so similar, they seemed like forks of each other, but now they started thinking about new ways how to infect people, how to get data, how to control victims' machines. And one more thing, one more interesting thing I would like to share with you. It's the article from Kanji, very interesting thing that macOS malware don't just evade some security tools right now. They are trying to list them and use kill command to terminate them. In this case, they tried to terminate Patrick Wardle's Wardle tools. Sorry, Patrick. That's so hard to pronounce your surname. He will like it probably. Yeah, like Objective-C's tools. block, knock, knock, Lulu in this case. And they used big grab command and kill to terminate them. So what can we do to protect ourselves? I would say, first of all, we need to understand how does most incidents start. In the first place here, attackers, they exploit trust, and like impersonations, spoofed emails, wherever, something that feels legitimate because it references your real context. Then also they like to use fake software updates, lookalike websites. Lately, this click fix campaign where they use copy-paste commands when you go to the website, and before downloading something, it asks you to update some drivers on your laptop, and that's why you should copy and paste these commands. But actually, you are just copying the command that will download the stealer on your computer. And before fancy tooling, I would say that the best thing is simple user habits. A quick digital hygiene checklist, install from the App Store or official sites only, avoid cracked apps. By the way, I read the article a few weeks ago that people downloaded 2 million of cracked apps during the last year, and for me it was insane. I thought like we already got rid of that, but actually not. Also, keep macOS browser updated, use password managers with MFA or passkeys, and the second thing I want to mention is active vigilance, like be cautious, check the address bar for lookalike domains, scratch out unused browser extensions, review login items after new installs, and I highly recommend you use Objective-C tools. They are very helpful. And please always pause on pop-ups and one-liners. Verify before you click and paste. And for admins, I would say you don't need a massive project to get wins. There are also two ways how we can defend. There are proactive controls and detection. Talking about proactive things, prefer allow listing, App Store and non-authorized vendors, block malvertising cracked software sources. There are plenty of researchers who are publishing like everyday stuff, everyday domains that are malicious, so you should consider blocking them. Set monthly extension cleanup reminders. And talking about detections, watch for early signals like new login items, launch agents, use Objective-C tools. Patrick didn't pay me. I really highly recommend it. And provide one-page checklist for your employees. Is this download safe? Because something that feels for us like normal thing, and we would think like nobody will do it. Believe me, they will. So it's better to have this checklist, and then for them it will be easier to not fall to the scam, and make reporting suspicious files easy. Like celebrate useful reports, maybe create like a channel in Slack where they can share the phishing they spotted, something like that. And together they can turn opportunistic Mac attacks from easy money into not worth it. So, wrapping up. We discussed malware as a business. You saw the pyramid where we were talking about that. And business builds on your data, and the main product of this is you and your entire digital life. Your data is a result at scale, and it can enable massive fraud and even espionage. It can help state-sponsored actors to infiltrate companies. We talked in details about the cybercrime ecosystems, how it worked. We also discussed that stealers get smarter, they mature into modular crimeware. I showed you statistics, and detection rates of macOS stealer families among clean Mac users is rising every year drastically, and it's a wake-up call for all of us. And that's why I encourage you to build the Mac-safe community together. So whenever you see something suspicious, maybe lookalike downloads, like everything that seems odd to you, you can share with us. Just ping to Moonlock Lab in X or ping me, and we can collaborate on that, we can discuss that. There are many ways how we can collaborate. We can do research together, we can triage for you, we can change indicators of compromises or tactics that are kind of new in the industry. So I encourage you to write us and be in contact. And thank you, that's all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to come up and join you for the Q&A, just because, as you can tell, you have quite the audience, my dear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Just for the purpose of recording.
One second, please. There is a special slide for Q&A with this perfect cat. If you have any questions, please ask. But I wanna tell that we have a surprise for the best question. I have a gift.
We have prizes.
Yeah.
That does not involve night dancing. Yay!
May I say what the prize? Yeah, at the booth.
At the booth.
No
Prizes at the booth.
We forgot that. Damn. Oh my gosh.
So please see them in the expo hall for your prize.
There are two surprises.
There's two surprises.
The
Oh, there's the
gift-
gift that keeps on giving.
A gift on the booth and walking with me to the booth and talking about malware.
Wait, is there for hosting too? No, I'm just kidding.
Sure.
All right,
If
so-
you have questions, sure. Can I say what the price or not? It says, okay. What is it? It's AirPods. You see?
AirPods.
AirPods.
Other the new ones, the live translation one? No. Oh, okay. It's a surprise box, AirPods. So yeah, Q&A. I think that was my face when you said $15
Yeah.
for a Mac log on the black market.
Yeah.
Holy moly. That is crazy. All right.
Actually, when I asked the threat actor about like how much it costs, he said like if it's already worked out, like for example they got the crypto from that already, and if they don't need like information on that, they can sell it for $1 even, because like they needed only crypto, for example.
Wow.
So yeah, that's crazy.
Protect your Macs, y'all. That's what that means. So anyone, for the Q&A, if you don't mind, just go ahead and raise your hand. I'm going to repeat the question just so that we can capture it for the recording purpose, as we are recording this for our repository that will be live. I'm not quite sure when exactly, but I know that it's live for 60 days post JNUC online. All right. Who's our first lucky one?
One thing.
Oh, yes, okay.
Like when I said that I talk to threat actors, I do it from socket puppets with with OPSEC. Don't do this from your accounts, please.
Okay, don't do what you just said. But any questions? AirPods on the line? There we go.
I've got one question. I apologize for asking this, but are you telling me that it's not safe for me to download more RAM from my computer?
So the question is it not safe to download more RAM for a computer?
More RAM?
More storage.
Yeah. Like what?
Yeah, power, memory.
Okay, that's fun. I like it. It was so unexpected to hear this. So yeah, cool.
Okay, so no, don't do that.
Do we have a winner?
Anyone else? I mean, this was so in-depth. I was just flabbergasted back there listening.
There is a
Oh,
question.
perfect.
Do malware providers try to hack or malware other malware providers? Is there a service for that?
Is there a service for malware?
Because you mentioned that malware people don't like other malware people. So do they go after each other, or is there like a code of conduct in this very fun?
Code of conduct, an NDA. Actually,
I'll repeat that.
some of them are cool with each other. Like some of them are collaborating, but some of them hate each other because, for example, they started together and then they just split it because, like, I know, maybe they couldn't split the revenue well, and that's why they just started having the conflict, and it lasts. So that's why they hate each other, because they were like in collaboration before, like it's normal life, you know, like Santa Barbara. Yeah.
Anyone? Oh, go right ahead, sir.
With the migration to ARM by a lot of manufacturers, are you seeing a lowering of barrier to entry
No, it
Hold on.
doesn't work. Yeah, they
One
target.
second. That was a good one. I'm going to have you just speak right into it because you're right in front.
Sure. With manufacturers moving to the ARM platform, are you seeing a lower barrier of entry to producing malware for all platforms?
Actually, not, because in case with Mac malware, threat actors still rely on social engineering much. So yeah, it's not the case, and they actively targeting Intel and ARM. I would say it's worse for cybersecurity researchers, because I encountered a problem with sandboxes. Mostly of them are Intel, and there are malware that are targeting ARM. So we as researchers can have a problem here. That's why we in our lab had to build our own sandboxes because of that. So for malware developers, that's okay, for us not. But we are evolving as well. So yeah.
Thank you, Jake.
That's a cool question. Thank you.
You mentioned using Objective-C's tools.
Yep.
So you mentioned using Objective-C's tools. There's quite a few of them. Are there any like bigger hitters than others, more important, that you'd recommend looking into like as a first step?
Yeah, Lulu, kind of like firewall, knock knock, block block. They're the best. But actually, you have descriptions there, so it depends on your preferences as well. Yeah. But they're cool, so use it. And they're free.
Hi, with the proliferation of it being malware as a service, do you find people getting into the field who might not have a technology background but are utilizing these tools, as opposed to people with a technology background?
Among malware developers?
I would say the people who are buying the tools from the developers and then using them. I mean, do they also have a
Traffers,
tech
yeah, you
background?
mean. Okay.
Or are they just, crime groups that maybe, have a random skill set?
Yeah, there are groups with random skill set. It's mostly like, probably everyone here knows about call centers, for example, yeah? There are like people who just call in. And there are the same thing, like there are people who just spreading this thing. Developer supports their tools, their malware. So whenever they need something add to the malware, they just give a feedback to the developer improves it for them. So that's the business, how it works. And these traffers, most of them, like, they don't have a technical background. But some, like, for example, like their leaders, they have, mostly they have, but leaders, no, not the whole groups. You're welcome.
There was one malware on the Mac platform a couple of years ago known as Spectral Blur from North Korea. Yeah. Do we now have a detection method to actually detect that malware on any device out there, which used to be very difficult at the time?
Yes. It wasn't a long time ago, I would say like 2 years ago, this malware
or less,
appeared.
2 years or less.
I would say I haven't spotted it for the last 1.5 years. So North Korean just created new malware, so this one was in the past. But yeah, there are signatures that can detect this. There are some behavioral patterns that can be spotted. Last session was with Jaren from Jamf, and he talked about how to spot similar things like North Korean threats. So yeah, maybe then in 1 week we will have some records. You can check it. It will be helpful.
Are there any IOCs we can actually find in the Jamf server log to actually see if a device was infected by that malware?
To be honest, I'm not from Jamf. I'm from MacPaw, from Moonlock. And I can't answer this question. But if you can go to the Jamf's booth, to the threat lab, They probably will tell you more about that. Yeah. But I'm sure they can detect it.
Anyone else? Whoop, in the back of the room, coming for you.
Hi, thank you, first and foremost.
Thank you.
Slightly outside of the technical-based question, you are evidently very passionate about this, and I'm just wondering if there was any kind of like a turning point or something that really kicked you off at 90 miles an hour into this world, and how do you possibly keep up with something that is so vastly and massively and quickly moving every day?
Thank you for this question. Oh, so kind of you to ask this. Actually, it started from my parents. Like, in my previous talk last year, I mentioned that my father is like my own honeypot because he falls for any scam. And that's why I just started learning much about that, and it keeps me motivated all the time, and I love to tell people about macOS threats, especially if they're out of cybersecurity, you know, from other like different industries, and they just don't realize how hackers are integrated in our daily lives. Like, for example, with North Korean workers, like HRs, they had no idea, like they should do something about that, you know. But when you tell them, they like can open their eyes and like, oh my gosh, is it for real or is it a movie? But no, it's not a movie. And it keeps me working on that, and also I have a great team, really, and they also motivate me a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. So the $64,000 question is, do we have two winners? Who is walking away?
It's
we
one.
have one. Sorry. So do you know who it is? Who's the prize going to? Who's the lucky winner?
Let me think.
Drum roll.
Actually, I like the question about ARM and Intel. Yeah.
Jake!
Jake, cool.
Jake from
Yeah, because it's like,
no?
you know, my pain point. And he touched it.
All right, Jake, you have the pleasure of escorting. Oh, and by the way, you did not make it easy on me. Kseniia?
But I liked how you
did? Yeah. That was a lot of work. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out and enjoying this fabulous presentation from TU.
Thank you.
If you have any more questions, please stop by their booth at the Expo Center. And Jake, you get to escort the lovely lady to get your AirPods.
Yeah.
Have a great rest of JNUC, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.